What up, what up, what up? It's your favorite podcast with your favorite podcast host. Talking your favorite podcast message. Talking the favorite podcast stuff. What's happening? It's Freewenow. It's Freewenow. Freewenow. It's Freewenow.
Till it is. 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 It is. It is. Backwards.
All right, what up, what up? We back. It's Freewenow.
Till it is backwards.
Yes, sirski. Hey, look. Listen, let me tell you something. Listen. We got a great Bible story for you today.
Little Netflix.
Little Netflix episode. You know what I'm saying? Great Bible story for today. It's about Gideon in the Bible. Gideon. Were you familiar with Gideon before this?
I was not.
So I heard about it, but I ain't really know about it. You know what I'm saying? So like now I know about it. You know what I'm saying? And Gideon, whew, it's a Netflix show.
It's a Netflix show. He's a piece of work.
You
But he got there.
know what I'm saying?
He got there.
And I see myself in Gideon sometimes too.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So let's just kick into it, right? Obviously, chime in. You know, it's a long story. So
It's
if
a long
anything I
story.
miss, or you know what I mean, I'm ad-libbing, right? Add that nugget in there, right? Cool. So check it out, right? Again, a lot of times you see in the Bible the children of Israel get into these situations from praising false gods. So let's set the scene. The children of Israel are now in another environment where they in bondage. Okay? So the Midianites have the children of Israel in bondage. And this has been going on for 7 years. All right? And this is all stemmed from, again, because the children of Israel, right, meaning the 12 tribes that came from Jacob, who changed his name to Israel, right, are now all believing in these false gods. So God's like, okay, that's what you want to do? Cool.
You got it.
My protection, right, and my supervision over you is no longer. Now you're susceptible to all of this stuff. Okay, so now the Midianites have them in bondage for 7 years. Finally, the children of Israel is like, I'm sick of it. I'm crying out to the Lord. I'm crying out to God, help us, help us, help us. We need some help. God sends a prophet to him. Is like, look, didn't I deliver y'all from Egypt?
We've been here before.
This sound like Groundhog Day. Didn't I deliver y'all from Egypt? Didn't I deliver y'all from slavery from the Egyptians? And deliver you from them, and then in the face of them, give you their land?
Hey, the block.
I gave you the jets. I gave you the jets in front of your ops. And y'all still believing in these false gods? Okay, cool. Change scene. A angel of the Lord goes and talks to Gideon, right? So Gideon is in his pop's house named Joshua, right? And so Joshua, right, has Gideon in the crib. And guess what Gideon doing? This is how I knew they was black. All of this going on. You in bondage for 7 years. Guess what Gideon doing?
Put a little something to the side.
He in here making wine. Okay, we'll just cut it short. He's making wine in this little, wheat styled wine press. So I'm like, one thing about us, we gonna make sure we having a good time. No matter what, we can't do nothing for 7 years. Gideon back there making some wine. You know what I'm saying? So the angel pulls up, is like, the Lord is with you, you mighty man of valor. Gideon like, Lord with me? You see what with me? Where is he then? Where the miracles at? All our fathers talking about these miracles and look what God did and look how the Lord provide for you and blah 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 blah. I don't see none of that. Playboy, where the hum at? I don't see none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, where is he at? Angels don't even respond to that.
I'm not hearing none of that. Angel said, yeah, all right.
Angel don't even address that. Mind you, the prophet didn't even address the children's cries. He just said, what I've done for you in the past. The angel come to Gideon, say, you might have been in valor. He started complaining again. Where God at? How is he with me? Blah, blah, blah. And then the angel says, go in this might of yours, right? Go in this might of yours, and you will deliver us, and you will save Israel, right? And they will be, you will have them, the Midianites, delivered in your hand, right? Have I not sent you?
Have I not sent you?
Have I not sent you? And then he's like, how am I going to save Israel? Like, I don't think you hearing me. Number one, I don't know where the Lord at. Number two, you came to me, bruh. How am I supposed to do it? I don't even know where you came from. And then you come to me talking about how I'm about to save Israel? Do you know who I am? Do you know where I'm at? Bro, I'm in the hood. He says, I am the least of my clan in Manasseh. And so Manasseh is one of the 12 tribes, right? Coming from one of the sons. And of those 12 sons, of those 12 tribes, he's like, bro, we the brokest and poorest of the 12 tribes.
I'm the least of the least.
I'm the least of the least. So not only we in the projects, we in the hood, I'm the least of the people that's in the hood. And in my house of the least that people is in the hood, I'm the least in my father's house.
Bro,
so
can't squabble.
I am the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. I'm the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. How you telling me I'm going to save Israel? That don't fit my mold. You feel me? He's like, the angel's like, surely I will deliver you from the Midianites. Surely I'll deliver you from the Midianites. He's like, okay, cool. Gideon's like, if you the angel, right? You say you somebody. You say you on behalf of the Lord. Wait right there. I'll be right back. Don't move. I pray you don't move. He's like, bet. I'm going to be right back. So he goes and gets an offering. It's like a goat. He goes and gets some broth, right? And he goes to get some bread. He lays out an offering, puts it on the rock. The angel takes the end of his staff, touches the offering, and fire pops out the rock. Gideon like, oh,
okay, all right. You got God, all right.
You might just be who you say you are. He like tripping out, he flipping out. The angel vanished. So now he's like, y'all, Gideon's like, yo, I just saw and talked face to face with an angel of the Lord. That's crazy work. Angel comes to him that night, is like, look, I want you to go down, tear down that altar now, because they were serving the god Baal, right? So he was like, go tear down that altar, okay? And I want you to take the second bull of 7 years old, and when you tear down that altar, take the second bull of 7 years old and the wooden plank of the image that y'all serving, take that wood down, tear it down, and those are going to be the two things that you put on the offer. And he's like, I mean, I guess, like, you struck fire from a rock, and now you coming. I guess I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do this at nighttime, because these folks out here crazy now. They be on one. So I don't want nobody to know who I am, and I did it. So I'm going to do this for you. All right, I'm going to build it on top of that altar, do the proper arrangement like you told me to. You're like, all right, cool. Next morning, the city wake up. The men of the city like, hey, yo, who tore down this? Who tore down our gods, our false prophets? Who tore them down? Bring them out here.
Who said tripping?
Who said tripping? Who flag out here? Who planted their flag?
Who planted their flag?
He like, the men is like, that was the son of Gideon. I mean, the son of Joshua that said that. It was Gideon.
Got caught on the ring camera. Somebody caught him on the ring camera.
On the ring camera. That was Gideon. Hey, bring Gideon out here. We finna kill him. We're not playing with him. You gonna tell him, we about to kill you. Said they was gonna kill that man, right? What's crazy though is that this altar was actually Gideon's father's altar, right? Mm-hmm. So it was an altar for the false gods that belonged to his father. But peep this though. They said, hey, yo, bring Gideon out here. We about to kill him. His father said, who?
Not my son.
You're not going to kill my son. Yeah, he may have tore down my altar of these false gods, but y'all ain't finna let y'all kill my son now. I don't believe in that stuff that much. You know what I'm saying?
This is my kid.
This is my kid. This my daddy.
This my daddy.
My daddy. I've been running things off 15, right? So he's like, y'all ain't finna kill Gideon. And who are y'all? If Baal is so tough, he's so big and bad, why are you having to kill on Baal's behalf?
Let Baal do it.
Let Baal do it. Like, who is this great God that y'all got to come down and do his dirty work? Let him do it. Made him look stupid. So they're like, okay. All right.
Baal might not show up.
Baal might not show up. You know what I'm saying? He may not. Right? And so after that, Gideon's like, I'm off the hook. You know what I'm saying? I'm off the hook. And so now they picking up right to where now God is like, gather everybody up. Right? And so now pick up now with Gideon in the next one.
All right. So now everybody done heard the story now, right? So the funny thing about this story, right? The funny thing about Baal, as we said in the previous podcast, Baal don't show up. Ball always on D&D. He don't know when people praying for him, Ball ain't never showing up, but people still don't get it. Right? But the funny thing about this point, they made it so much of a joke that Gideon's name was changed to Jerubbaal,
Right.
which means let Ball contend. So his name is literally a joke of how Ball didn't show up to correct him from destroying his altar. So now people are starting to realize.
You're calling him saying, hey, when Ball didn't show up.
When Ball didn't show up. That's when Ball didn't show up.
That's when Ball didn't show up. Come over here.
So now people hearing about this.
Right.
People around the city said, I ain't gonna lie, Gideon, nicknamed Jerubbaal, might be about that.
Might be on
he might have God on his BD. Right. God might got his BD. You know what I'm saying? So it starts to become a following, right? It starts to become a following. People are starting to gather after him, and he's becoming this leader. Now Gideon, he started thinking to himself, I might have over promoted. I don't know. I think we sold too many pre-sales to this fight.
We got too many pre-sale tickets.
I don't even know if God really got my BD. I don't even understand. I don't know if God really gonna show up.
Right.
So he comes back to God. He says, all right, God, since you said that the Midianites will be smited by my hand, I'm just saying what you said. Could you give me a sign? So God's like, all right, little bro, what you want?
Again,
what you want?
You need another one.
So Gideon takes a fleece, right? Just think of some wool object. Takes a fleece. He says, hey, God, I'm gonna put this fleece in the middle of this floor, and I'm gonna go to sleep. But while I'm sleeping, if you could make the fleece soaking wet, but the ground around it dry.
Right.
Now that don't make sense. We know that's not happening. If the fleece wet, the ground probably gonna be wet. But he said, hey, if you really who you say you is,
you got right.
When I wake up in the morning, the fleece is gonna be wet and the ground will be dry. So go to sleep. He get up at the crack of dawn. He up off rip. He couldn't sleep all night. He runs in, he picks the fleece up, and from the weight of the fleece, he can see it's soaking wet. So much that he was able to wring it out and get like a bucket full of water.
Right.
Not just like a little bit, man. It wasn't damp. It was soaking wet.
Right.
Right.
And the ground is dry.
And the ground is bone dry. Cracks and everything. Bone dry. Need a little chapstick on the ground. Right. So now Gideon's like, that's not enough. That's not enough.
I don't really feel.
No. That don't prove to me you say you are. But he said it respectfully. He said, God, don't get mad.
He said, don't be mad at
Don't get mad. I might have been half stepping with that one a little bit. God, don't get mad. Can you do the reverse? So I'm gonna go to sleep again, but this time, can you leave the fleece bone dry and make the ground around it soaking wet? God's like, all right, man, okay. So Gideon go back to sleep, come back, check. Fleece is bone dry. So God's keeping his word. He's giving him proof of who he is. So now Gideon's starting to feel himself. Now he's like, okay, now I know what I do. So flip to next scene. They on Mount Gilead. Now Gideon got a following. And when I mean a following, he has 32,000 soldiers. Deep. 32,000 soldiers have came behind Gideon. So Gideon's feeling good. Now, the way they detail it out is that Mount Gilead overlooks this valley, and that is where the Midianites, the Amalekites, and the children of the east are gathered, right? So the people are gathered in the valley. So Gideon people can see who they got to fight against. Now, if you think 32,000 people is a lot, the way they explained the Midianites army was that it was so vast, it was like flocks of lotus.
Right.
And the camels were like the sands of the sea that they could not be counted.
Can't even count them in
so 32,000 a lot, but I'm talking about the Midianites had about at least 100,000.
At least
100,000, 150.
At least.
And they all about that action.
Right.
So now Gideon's waiting for God's instruction. God pull up and said, Gideon, 32,000, that's a little too much. You got too many people with you. Now Gideon's like, hold on. I got too many people. Nah, God, we need these people. No, you got too many people. And the reason I'm going to tell you got too many people, because if I let you go down there and have this fight with these 32,000, y'all going to think y'all the reason that y'all won.
Right.
Y'all going to think y'all really had hands and y'all could squabble and y'all the guys. I can't have y'all doing that. We've already went through this. I show y'all don't listen. I show y'all don't listen. So 32,000 is too much. I need it to be undeniable that I'm the reason y'all won.
Facts.
This is for my glory. This is not for y'all protection and however y'all feel about it.
Right.
So God said, I need you to find out who's scary in your crew. He said,
Who
of the
not like
people
that?
who are fearful, the fearful and tremble. Go ahead and ask them. So Gideon's like, all right, who's scary here?
Who's scared?
And it turned out to be a lot.
Who's scared?
22,000
22,000
to be exact. 22,000 people were scared and they were not trying to be about that action. They just RSVP'd. They didn't know what type of party it was.
Right.
So Gideon was like, hey, y'all can dip. Y'all can leave. So they leave.
What's funny is they ain't even had no problem. They got up out of there.
They got out of there quick. Pitched their tents up,
We
took
can
all their
go?
food. They was
We can leave?
gone.
Right now?
They was gone. But they was just rah behind Gideon
Right.
till he asked them what they was really about.
Right.
So now Gideon's left with 1/3 of his original army. So 10,000. Now Gideon's starting to stress. He like, okay, 32. I thought we had a chance.
Thought we had
10. We on the, he said, but we still got God. We gonna be all right. So Gideon's talking to God again. He's like, God, I did what you said. 22,000 left. It's only 10,000. 22,000 left. Only 10,000 that still want to fight.
Yeah.
God said, that's still too much. Gideon said, all right, now, guy, you starting wild out. 10,000. You see 100,000 down there. They got all these camels.
Can't even count them.
I can't count them. God, I need some people with me. God said that's too much. So I'm gonna give you another test. So he takes them down to what you consider like a watering hole or a lake or however you want to put it, right? He said, I'm gonna give you a test. Have all your people sip from this lake. Whoever I tell you goes with you, goes with you. Whoever I tell you don't go with you.
Right.
So Gideon's like, okay, I'm about to lose some more backup.
Right.
So people sip the water. Now, the funny thing is, God says the people who kneeled down and lapped the water like dogs, they can't hang with you no more. The people that drank the water through their hands, those are the people you're going to take with you. Now, I had to do some research because I'm like, the way they sip water made them distinct or however way, right? It says the people that lapped the water like the dogs showed alertness. For them to drink the water like that showed them that they had to keep a mindset on there's possible danger around. The people that was drinking out of their hands, they lollygagging. They just oblivious to what's going on. So not only did God break down his original group of 32,000, he left them with 300 of the non-shooters.
The real 300 Spartans.
Of the non-shooters. Not the people that was really about their life. Not the people that really had... He left them with the people that just didn't even know what was going on. They was just there to be there. So Gideon's like, 300 people. 300. I guess this was what I got. So Gideon goes back to Mount Gilead, chills. God comes up on Gideon, says, time. It's time for us to go squabble. We about to go fight.
Right.
Now, you would think at this point, Gideon done learned his lesson. He would be full go. He said,
we gotta go
sure?
right now?
You sure it's right now? God said, all right, bro. This the last time.
Right.
This the last time. If you scared to attack right now, you and your partner, y'all go down there, and I want y'all just to listen what the people are saying down there. So Gideon, don't get me wrong. He had reservations, but he did listen.
Right. Gideon
goes down there, puts his ear to the door, tries to see what the Midianites talking about. Two of the Midianites talking. Hey, bro, I had this crazy dream last night.
For real?
The crazy dream. And I just don't know what it means, bro. Like, do you know what this dream? Here, let me set the scene for you, bro. So I'm in my tent.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I hear a little boom, 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 a little tumbling.
Uh-huh.
I look out. There's a loaf of bread.
A loaf of bread?
Barley bread, bro. Barley bread. A loaf of barley bread that come through and smash my tent and knock it down and all that, bro. Like, do you know what their dream means?
You know what? I think that dream, man, is that Midian, we might be losing. I think your boy Gideon finna come down here and crush us.
Finna crush us. So Gideon hears this and understands the true power of the Lord. The Midianites are talking about their destruction through dreams and don't even truly understand what they're communicating.
Right.
God let the people he was going to fight know that they were already going to lose subconsciously.
Facts. That's deep.
Subconsciously, before the battle even started, they already knew they was going to lose.
Facts.
So now Gideon's hype. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we on that.
He go get his people, right? So everybody's gathering up. They're like, where the straps? Where the guns? Where the swords? Where the
weapons?
Where the weapons? How we ready to fight? Gideon said, nah, bro, we got trumpets.
Imagine.
Nah, bro, we got trumpets.
We about to go fight with 300 people. You give me some instruments to go fight an army we can't even count?
An army we can't count. We going down there with trumpets, glass jars, and torches. Trumpets, glass jars, and trumpets. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, bro.
Bro,
He
what?
was like, this how we fighting there. And now everybody's like, bro, we
I
had
mean,
32,000. Now it's 300.
You know what I'm saying?
Now we beefing with trumpets and torches and glass jars. Gideon said, relax. All y'all need to do is do as I do. He said, I'm gonna split y'all up to 3 groups. We all gonna get in place and just do what I do. And they're like, okay,
Right.
we're gonna go do it. So Gideon gets down to the edge of where all the Midianites are at. He get the freaking the trumpet.
Some SpongeBob.
Going crazy on the trumpet.
Yeah.
Now all his people going crazy on the trumpets too. Now think about this. Now this is very important. Now when they did this, this is after the Midianites had just turned over the mid-watch. Now if you know anything about, I'll say Navy specifically because I know most branches don't stand watch.
Right.
The mid-watch ain't nothing happening. We coking and joking, talking about stuff that don't mean nothing. Ain't nobody focused. People confused. It's the mid-watch. It's late at night. We just trying to get through the day.
Right.
So they do this. Now everybody's confused.
Right.
They hear trumpets, then they hear these glass shattering, and then they see a bunch of torches surrounding them.
Right.
So now they're thinking, oh, we under attack by a big army. This not 300 people. This is a bunch of people.
Right.
They're so confused that they start fighting themselves.
Crazy.
They start fighting themselves. Now it's not Gideon people going in there and starting to squabble. They just playing trumpets and holding torches. The Midianites are so confused they fighting themselves.
Crazy.
So now they've been fighting themselves all night. They're like, you know what, we got to get out of there. They get to running. Now everybody want a piece of the glory. People start sliding in, trying to get, hey Gideon, I'm trying to get into fade too, bro.
Right.
They running. So Gideon sends out a messenger. He tells everybody he can find, hey, y'all need to cut them off. They running from us. We need to cut them off. We need to catch them. They finally catch them. You know, to end the story, they capture 2 prominent people of the Midianites, Oreb and Zeb. They kill Oreb at the rock of Oreb, so they kill him at his crib. Then they kill Zeb at the wine press of Zeb, so they kill him at his crib.
Facts.
And then they bring the heads of these individuals to Gideon.
Facts.
Like, this story is deep. Like, it really is deep. And there's so many points that you can take from this, and there's so many things you can learn. And I just got to touch on just a few things I learned. 3 things, right? Never forget the work of God in your life. Never forget the work of God in your life. God is patient with your faith, and God doesn't choose us because we are qualified. He qualifies us in his choosing. Never forget the work of God in your life. That is the whole reason any of this started.
Right.
People forgot what God did for them. People forgot that he fought against the Egyptians for them and gave them their land. People tend to forget the blessings that God gives them throughout life because they become blinded to their own desires. They become blinded to what they see.
Right.
Everything in the past don't matter. That's how we communicate to God. Everything that you've done to this point, the fact that I can walk, breathe, see, think properly mentally is not enough, God. I need more. So I start doing my own thing. I start sipping my own juice. God, nah, I'm gonna do what I want. That's the problem. We forget the work that God has put in our life to get us to this point. Never forget the standpoint God has. Never forget that whatever you have in this life is off the back of God. Whatever you will ever attain in this life is off the back of God. Who you will be is because of God.
Right.
Understand that and never forget that, and your life will be told a lot better. 2, God is patient with your faith. My boy Gideon was asking for a lot. God burnt the offering, he needed more. God soaked the fleece, he needed more. God dried the fleece and soaked the floor, he needed more. God had the people talking about, but the good thing about that is it shows God's patience. God understands that we have reservations. You don't have to be perfect in your faith. Faith is a continual growth. You don't just wake up one day and say, hey, I believe in God and everything is perfect and I understand you and I know exactly what you want from me, God.
Right.
It is a constant learning process. The more you study the word of God, the more you seek out his wisdom, the closer you get, the more you'll understand his signs, the more you'll understand his people, the more you'll understand him. Understand that you don't have to be perfect when you come to God. You just have to have an open and malleable mindset. The more that you're willing to be patient with yourself, the more willing God is to be patient with you. And then the last point, God doesn't choose us because he's qualified. He qualifies us through his choosing. Gideon was the least of the least. His people were the poorest out of all the people, and he was the poorest and the weakest of all of his people. Don't think just because you're not qualified that you shouldn't start doing something.
Right.
Don't wait until you've put in months of work to start doing something. We always try to wait for the perfect time frame.
Right.
We always try to wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. As they say in the Bible, don't speak of tomorrow because you don't know if there is going to be a tomorrow.
Right.
Don't wait for tomorrow to do the right thing. Don't wait until you're perfect to do the right thing. Don't wait. Do it now. Do it now. We don't have as much time as we think we do. And everybody wants to be perfect. You'll never be perfect. Nothing you will ever do will be perfect. You will never touch perfect. You can pursue perfection all your life, but you will never obtain it. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't try to be perfect, like you shouldn't attain to be great, but understand that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be qualified to pursue God. You don't need to be qualified to do a lot of these works. You will get qualified in your actions of pursuit. The only way you get better in the gym is by going to the gym.
Right.
Not by just consuming 100 different videos of how to properly do it in the gym. It is going in there and it is trial and error. The only way you get better at sports is the same way. The only way you get better at communication is communicating. The only way you get better at being in a relationship is being in a relationship. It is all trial and error. There is no perfect standpoint where you can get in a situation and you've done all the work and the situation will not do work on you. God will give you the means to get where he tells you to go. Just trust in that fact.
For sure. Two things, right? Your identity trumps your environment, right? Your identity trumps your environment, right? And you get your identity from God, right? God said you're a mighty man of valor, right? And God's not here to pacify you, right? I'm calling you a mighty man of valor when the odds are against you, right? It says call things that be not as though they were, right? Even though you may not be able to see it, even though your environment doesn't say it, even though your circumstances don't say it, even though you don't believe it, right? Call yourself a mighty man of valor. Even if you can't see you winning, call yourself a mighty man of valor. Even if you think that you're not the one chosen, call yourself a mighty man of valor, right? It doesn't matter what your environment is. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are. It doesn't matter who you're going against. 30,000, 3,000, 5,000, Gideon and 5, right? It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. Go with the identity that God gave you, right? Because he was the least in his father's house. Go with the identity that God gave you. He was the least to the government. Go with the identity that God gave you, right? It doesn't matter, right? Call yourself a mighty man of valor regardless of your circumstances, right? God didn't even address any of the complaining, right? He says, go in this might of yours and you shall save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have I not sent you? You know who you talk? It's me. If I sent you, you can't lose.
You know who you talking to?
If I sent you, don't worry about nothing else. I sent you. And the last one, right? Your life is supposed to be a testimony for God, right? So he took his troops, his soldiers, his army of 32,000 to 300. This was the original 300 Spartans, right? This is the real story. You know what I'm saying? He took that army of what you thought you needed, right? I used to say a prayer, God, please remove people from my life that are not for me and bring people to my life that are for me. When I prayed that prayer, a lot of people started being removed from my life, right? God does things and does miracles in your life to be a testimony to show, look how great God is, right? God did. Word to DJ Khaled. All your response should be as God did. He wants to turn up in your life so much that you can't even fathom it. You can't even give any other response but saying God. He says, I'm taking these 32,000 people to 300 just so they'll be able to say, God did this. They can't say, I was that nice. I was that smooth. I was that clever. I was that skillful. It's not about you, right? People who are not supposed to be in your life are not supposed to be there for a reason. God removed those people for a reason. You may not understand it. That doesn't mean it's not supposed to happen. Right? When they see you and they see you from Manasseh and they say, what? Gideon did? They see you and they know you were the least. You did. They see you and you know you didn't used to have confidence. They see who you used to be and they see who you are now. They're like, that's got to be God. That's got to be God. When you look at Gideon, see yourself and call yourself the way God calls you. So at the end of the day, when they see you, they got to be God.
Mm.
When people see you and they know where you came from and then they see you today, their only response should be, that got to be God.
It's God.
It's Freewenow.
till it is backwards.
Yes, sir, Ski.